Hello students, today we are going to learn a concept from the chapter Squares and Square Roots. The concept is finding square root by division method. Students, we use square root while solving sums based on Pythagoras theorem. In real life, square root concept is used by architects, engineers, carpenters, artists and designers. Now before starting this concept students, let's revise what do we mean by square of a number. When a number is multiplied by itself, the product we get is the square of the number. Now students, let's understand with an example. When a number, suppose I take a number 2, is multiplied means multiplication by itself means 2 is multiplied by 2 only. The product we get, that is 4, is the square of the number 2, or we can say square of 2 is 4. Now students, if I want to find out square of 3, how will we do? Yes, 3 multiplied by 3, which is equal to 9. So we say square of 3 is 9. Same manner students, if I want to find out square of 4, yes, I will do 4 into 4, which is equal to 16, and we say square of 4 is 16. Now students, can you all tell me what would be square of 5? How will you find it? Yes, we will 5 multiplied by 5, which is equal to 25. So we say square of 5 is 25. Now students, square of 2 is written as 2 raised to 2. Square of 3 is written as 3 raised to 2. Means if we want to write students square of any number, we write it as a number raised to 2. 2 raised to 2 is also read as 2 raised to the power of 2. 3 raised to 2 is read as 3 raised to the power of 2. Now students, let us understand what do we mean by square root of a number. It is just the opposite of square of a number students. Now let's take a number 7. Now you all know students, what is square of 7? Yes, it's 49. And how do we get it? Yes, it is 7 into 7. Now students, if I ask what is square root of 49, the answer would be 7. So it's just the opposite students. If 7 square is 49, we can say square root of 49 is 7. Square root in radical form is denoted by the radical sign, and in exponential form it is denoted by raised to 1 upon 2. So here students, how we can write? If 7 square is 49, so we write square root of 49, which is equal to 7. Now let's understand students, 2. If I talk about 2 students, what is square of 2? Yes, it's 4. What is square root of 4? It would be 2. Same manner students, if 3, what is square of 3? 9. So what is square root of 9? It is 3. Same way, if I talk about 4, what is square of 4? Yes, it is 16. So what is square root of 16? It is 4. Now let's understand students how to find square root of 5184 by division method, and we'll be learning this how to find square root by division method by the following steps. So here students, I'm giving you all the following steps how you'll have to find the square root by division method. The first step says students, you have to pair the digits from right to left. Suppose the number here now we have taken is 5184. I want to pair this, so I have to pair from right to left. So 84 would be the first pair, and then 51 will pair. Suppose students, if I have odd number of digits in a number, like 19024. So how will we pair it? We will pair it from right to left only. But how? So it would be 24 would be one pair, 90 would be another pair, and 1 would be another pair. Now students, let's understand what is the next step. So we write it this way, students. 5184 inside the division this. Now the next step is we need to take the first pair from the left, that is 51. Now we need to find the largest whole number whose square is equal to or less than the first set, that is less than 51. So let's think, students, which number square is less than 51? Yes, it is 7 square, that is 49. So we now write 7 in the quotient as well as the divisor. So I will write 7 in the divisor into 7 in the quotient, and we know 7 into 7 is what? 49. So I will write it below 51, that is 49. Our next step is to subtract 49 from 51. So when we subtract 49 from 51, we get the answer as 2. Now the next step is to multiply the quotient, that is 7 by 2. So when I multiply 7 by 2, students, what do I get? Yes, it's 14. And we write this 14 as the divisor with a blank space to its right. And we'll bring down the second pair of digits, that is 84, below 2. And we'll write it besides 2. Now students, we have to think of the largest digit that should be written besides 14, so that when we multiply the new number formed with the same digit, we should get a number equal to 284 or just less than 284. So let's think, students. Suppose I write 140 into 0. Means I have written 0 besides 14. So 140 into 0, if I multiply, what do I get? 0. Same way, 141 into 1 if I do, I will get 141. 142. Now this 0 will not work because we already got one number, 141. Now let's check the another number as well. 142 into 2. When you multiply 142 into 2, what do you get? Yes, you get 284. So we got exactly the number equal to 284, students, when we multiply 142 by 2. So even this 1 will not work. So we will write 2 besides 4 as well as the quotient, and 142 2s are 284 would be written below 284. Our next step is to subtract, and when we subtract 284 minus 284, we get the answer as 0. Now since the remainder is 0, the quotient obtained 72 is the square root of 5184. I hope this is clear, students. We will understand by taking more examples. Now let's try how to find square root of 3481 by division method. So students, we will recollect the steps what we learned just now. What is the first step? First we will write it as this way. We will write inside 3481. Next, we have to pair the digits from right to left. So here tell me what would be the pairing? Yes, 81 would be one pair and 34 would be another pair. Now our next step is we need to consider the first set, that is 34. And we need to think of a largest number whose square is equal to or less than 34. So here if you observe, students, which number square is less than or equal to 34? Yes, it is 5 square, that is 25. So we will write 5 in the divisor as well as 5 in the quotient, and we know 5 into 5 is 25. So we'll write it below 34. And the next step is to subtract. So 34 minus 25, we get the answer as 9. Now our next step is to multiply the quotient, that is 5 by 2. And when we multiply the quotient 5 by 2, we get the divisor as 10, and we will write it besides in place of divisor, and we'll get this 81 below besides 9. Now students, we have to think of a number that should be written besides 10, and the number formed when multiplied by the same number, we should get the answer as 981. So let's think students. Suppose now it's not possible student that you're going to multiply from 0, 1, 2. You should use your little bit, we have to think, we know 100 8 is 800, 109 is 900. So directly we can think of, suppose I'm multiplying first by 108 into 8. When I multiply 108 into 8, what do I get? I get 864. Let's check the next number as well to be on a safer side. So 109 into 9, when I multiply, I get the answer as 981. So here students, we got the number exact to 981. So we will not consider the 8 number, we will consider the 9. So we will write 109 into 9, that is 981, which will be written below 981. And next step is to subtract, and when we subtract, we get the answer as 0. And now since the remainder is 0, the quotient what we got is the square root of the given number. So we write the final answer students, that is square root of 3481 is equal to 59. Now let's take one more example students, wherein I have taken odd number of digits. Find the square root of 21316 by division method. Now here students, first step is to write it. 2136 would be written inside here. Next step is to pair the digits, and when we pair, we have to pair from right to left. So yes students, how will we pair? Yes, 16 would be one pair, 13 would be another pair, and the number 2 would be another pair. Now our next step is to consider the number 2, that is the first set. And we need to think of the largest number whose square is equal to or less than 2. So here students, if I observe the square numbers, if you observe here, you have only the first, that is 1 square, which is equal to 1, which is just less than 2. So we will write 1 ones are, and below 2 we will write 1. Our next step is to subtract. So 2 minus 1 students will give you 1. Now we will take the 13 below here, so it will be 113, and we will multiply the quotient by 2. So 1 multiplied by 2 is 2, we will write it here as the divisor, leaving a blank space towards the right. Now students, we have to think of a number that should be written besides 2, such that when we multiply by that same number, we get a number equal to or less than 113. So here students, let's do the rough work. Suppose I multiply 24 into 4. So what do I get? Yes, I get 96. So 96 is lesser than 113. Let's check the next number as well to be on a safer side. So 25 into 5. So when you multiply 25 into 5, you get the number as 125. So 125 will not work because it is greater. So we would be considering the 4. So we'll write 24 4s are 96, and we'll write it just below 113. Our next step is to subtract. And when we subtract 113 minus 96, we get the answer as 17. Our next step is to get down, to bring below the 16. So now we have the number as 1716, and we have to multiply the quotient by 2, that is 14 multiplied by 2 will give you 28, that is written in place of the divisor, leaving some space in the right side. Now students, we have to think of a number that will be written besides 28, and with that number when you multiply, we should get a number equal to or less than 1716. So let's try students. Suppose I multiply 2, 8, 5 into 5. When I multiply this, what do I get? I get as 1225. I will check the next digit as well. 286 into 6. When I multiply 286 by 6, I get the answer as 1716. So we got 286 into 6, 1716, which is just equal to 1716. So we will write 6 into 6, 286 into 6, and we'll write 1716 below 1716. Our next step is to subtract, and we know when we subtract 1716 minus 1716, we are going to get the answer as 0. And now students, since the remainder is 0, we know square root of 21316 is equal to 146. So I hope students you all have understood how to find a square root by division method. Thank you very much.